From MetsMemorizedOnline.com, headline, Best Minor League Strikeout Pitches in the Mets System from 2023. Now, before we get into this video, I need you to hit the subscribe button so you know everything that's going on in the Mets Minor League System with all their prospects and all these players that are running around to all these different teams. Not all minor leagues in the Mets system will make it to the majors, but that doesn't mean that some of those pitchers don't have big league pitches in their arsenal. Here is a list of some of the top strikeout pitchers in the 23 season from some pitchers in the Mets system, regardless of their prospect status or likelihood of getting to Queens. Number 1, Christian Scott, right-handed pitcher. The 2023 Mets Minor League Pitcher of the Year has a complete arsenal and had a 30% plus strikeout rates at both levels. Christian Scott pitched that while putting up sub 5% walk rates. Typically, pitchers with incredibly low walk rates generate more contact due to high contact and zone rates, and thus have lower strikeout rates. Scott's combination of low walks and strikeouts reveals just how elite his stuff is. While he does have an elite splitter and slider, he uses his fastball over 50% of the time, and maintains that high usage rate even with 2 strikes. The fastball is his bread and butter, and because he averages nearly 95 miles per hour as a starter, with plus extension, strategic location at the top of the zone, and lower than average release height, it is MLB grade offering. While he might eventually lower his usage in the big leagues, he projects as a plus MLB starter. Now, here's a name we've not heard of, and we're going to talk about different names in the Met farm system. So this is why you need to subscribe, because I'll talk about different players that I've not discussed. And some of these players, first time I'm reading this. Here's one. Right-handed pitcher Jace Beck. Jace Beck's fastball was used at an extremely high rate this year, over 2/3 of the time. His extension of the pitch is well over 7 feet, putting him amongst the lengthiest arms in baseball. Of course, at 6'9", he's also one of the more unusual frames for pitchers, falling short of only the Giants' Sean Hageli. While he also throws a slider, the miss rates on that pitch are low, showing how he truly dominates with the fastball to get his strikeouts. The fastball averages between 93 and 94 miles per hour and reached as high as 97 miles per hour. He struck out 57 hitters in 31 2/3 innings. In Brooklyn this season, equating to a 38% strikeout rate, nearly 14% above league average. This pitch could be a ticket to the big leagues for Beck if he managed to lower his walk rate numbers that sat at 20% this year, nearly double the league average. Next up, right-handed pitcher Eric Orsi. Eric Orsi had an up-and-down season in Syracuse, AAA, in 23, but put up an impressive 30% strikeout rate over the full season. His 81 strikeouts across 61 innings were among the leaders from Mets minor league relievers, largely due to his splitter. His splitter is his primary pitch and is used against both righties and lefties, despite platooning better against left-handed hitters. While his fastball's effectiveness has waned a bit in recent years, the splitter is as good as ever. He throws the splitter 46% of the time, averaging just 1 inch of vertical break on the pitch, a 17-inch difference from his fastball. It has over a 50% whiff rate and is thrown in the zone at a high rate. This will lead him to the big leagues if he can manage to improve his secondary pitches in any way. Next up, Nate Lavender, left-handed pitcher. Nate Lavender posted breakout numbers between AA and AAA, racking up 86 strikeouts across 54 innings. He posted a 37% strikeout rate across both levels with better than league average walk rates. His success came in large part because of his fastball. While he averaged a mere 92 miles per hour on the pitch, touching as high as 96, he has better than average vertical break on it at 16.5 inches and has a low release height. His near 5-foot release height is among the lower pitchers in the game, and as a lefty, it's an even more unique look. A good comparison would be Paul Sewald, but from the left side. As a result, his vertical approach angle on the pitch, how flat it is, makes hitters swing underneath it at a mind-boggling rate of nearly 40%, which is almost unheard of for a heater. Paul Gervasi, right-handed pitcher. Gervasi punched out 98 hitters across 58 innings in 2023, nearly 2 per inning. His 39% strikeout rate leads this group, and while he has multiple swing and miss weapons, he primarily dominates with his fastball. His fastball is similar to Beck's, but with better execution and better off speed to complete the arsenal. He also has well above 7-foot extension. Averages 93 to 95 miles per hour on the pitch, has average vertical break, and a low release height. The fastball, touching as high as 98 miles per hour, has a much higher perceived velocity due to his extension, and the pitch rises more than the movement indicates due to the lower release height. While he often throws the pitch at the bottom of the zone, he still finds plenty of misses on it due to these outlier release characteristics. Okay, next up, Dylan T-Break, right-handed pitcher. While Dylan T-Break did make it up to Double-A in 2023 with a 5-inning sample, majority of his year was spent in Brooklyn, where he put up an impressive 39% strikeout rate. His best pitch is his slider, which has some qualities of a cutter with slight backspin. While the pitch barely qualifies as a slider, he averages 88 miles per hour on it, well above MLB average for a slider. He also saw hitters miss the pitch over half the time they swung last season. Differentiates it well from his fastball, which sits in the mid-90 mile per hour range, and locates it well. His arsenal screams MLB reliever and matches up nicely to the pitch type that the Dodgers loved so much. Bailey Reed is a new name. Reed was a midseason pickup by the Mets after he was released by the Cubs. A former driveline trainee and a known commodity to Eric Jaggers, Reed had big-time command problems with the Cubs in high A to start the season, eclipsing a 25% walk rate. While his command didn't improve much with the Mets, posting a 20% walk rate on the season with his new organization, he has a powerful arm and elite slider. His slider is a small sweeper with a bit of depth and averages mid-80s mile per hour range with the pitch, touching nearly 90 miles per hour with it as his peak. With the slider as the primary two-strike pitch and fastball averaging mid-90 mile per hour range, he has a versatile arsenal that could perform in MLB if he was able to improve his in-zone rates. Next up is Daniel Juarez. Daniel Juarez's fastball also his best pitch, but not in the same way as the others. His fastball won't blow hitters away, but it averages an elite 20 inches of vertical break, qualifying it for the unicorn zone. While his velocity plays up as a lefty, he will likely need to lower his usage at the higher levels. He threw the heater at over 60% of the time in 23, and so his strikeout numbers dropped drastically from Brooklyn to Binghamton, from over 40% to barely over 20% and below league average. Jonah Tong, right-handed pitcher. The 2022 7th-round pick out of Georgia Premier Academy is just 20 years old and a bit raw on the mound. But Jonah Tong put up some impressive swing and miss numbers in his first professional season. He struck out 38 hitters across 21 2/3 innings across two levels, the Florida Complex League and Florida State Leagues in 23. While his fastball is his best pitch, and the reason he made this list, going a fastball simply doesn't do the pitch justice. His fastball qualifies as a fastball with cut rate moving with almost no horizontal movement and high amounts of vertical break and ride. The two qualities not only make the pitch a good swing and miss offering, and a major contributor to the strikeout numbers this season, but also make it a ground ball pitch, which is a rare quality for a four-seamer. The fastball profile is a slightly more miss-oriented version of fellow Mets minor leaguer Brian Meteor, who posted breakout numbers in 21 season due mostly to his fastball movement. So let me know again what you think about this video. Hit the subscribe button so you know what's going on with the Met minor league system. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you later.